Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel, and in this channel we will gain some knowledge about law. And in this specific episode 1, that is the introduction of the constitution and constitutional law. We will know about constitution and constitutional law of India and how the constitution has emerged from various events of the history of India. So, once again, I welcome you all to my channel. Let's get started. Constitution means a document having a legal sanctity which sets out the framework of the various organs of the government and the principles governing the organs of the government. There is no hard and fast rule for the definition of the constitutional law, but in general it is the rule which regulates the structure of the organs of the government and their relationship to one another. So in general गवर्नमेंट के ऑर्गन्स कैसे फंक्शन करेंगे और उनका स्ट्रक्चर क्या होगा, बेसिकली कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन यही बताता है. So constitutional law is a set of rules and regulations which are binding by the people of the country, and their violation may lead to proceedings in the court of law. The Indian Constitution came into force on 26 January 1950. To know about the Constitution of India, we have to go and learn the various events which took place in the history, that is, when the British came to India and they started their rule, and that is the period which can be divided into 5 sub periods. The first period is from 1600 to 1765. This is the period in which the British came to India as traders in the form of East India Company. And the second period is from 1765 to 1858, in which this period the British rule started. Then comes the third period, that is from 1858 to 1919. This is the period in which the British rule ends. The fourth period is from 1919 to 1947, in which the self-government came, and the fifth period is from 1947 to 1950, in which the framing of the constitution took place. The British came to India in the 1600. This is the beginning of the period, the first period in which the British came to India as East India Company. The British government, through a charter, they established the East India Company, and the management of the company is given to the governor and 24 members who have the power to send are authorized to send trading expeditions to India. The charter granted East India Company to keep a naval force for its security, and it was initially for the period of 15 years and which can be terminated at a notice of 2 years. And through this the British came to India and they started operating and so through this charter the British came to India and they started establishing their factories at different parts of India. The first factory was set up at Surat in 1612, followed by another factory, second factory at Musulipattam, Madras in 1639, and the third was established at Hariharpur in the Mahanadi Delta in 1690. So that's the first uh, factory which was established at Surat was by a royal foreman was established by a royal foreman from the Emperor Jahangir, and the British secured its permission from the local kings so that they can follow their own law. They are not bound to follow the local law or the law of the land. So that's the beginning of the British as traders. The British government then established three presidencies, one at Calcutta, another at Madras, and the third one at Bombay. There are three presidencies that the British government established for the good governance of the East India Company. The legislative power of the company was vested with the court of directors, those who are at England. So they have the power and to create ordain laws, make laws, to regulate the laws and regulate the structure how the East India Company would function in India. So the power was with the directors, independent with the court of directors, and the legislative power was with them to maintain discipline among the servants of the company and how the East India Company to work. Then comes the Charter of 1726. The Charter of 1726 has a great significance. So, what the Charter of 1726 did was the power which was with the Court of Directors was transferred to the Governor and, and Council of the three presidencies at Calcutta, Madras, and Bombay, because the Court of Directors were living at England. So they are not acquainted with the conditions prevailing in India. So the Charter 1726 gave the power to governor and the council so that they can make laws and rules for the governance of the East India Company. But these laws cannot be contrary to the English laws prevailing in England, and they are effective unless they are approved in writing by the company's court of directors. The charter also established mayor's court at Calcutta, Madras, and Bombay, and introduced English laws into the three presidencies. So now let us know how the British transformed themselves from traders to rulers. In the history, a great event took place with the death of the Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb. He was a strong leader After the death of Aurangzeb, the small kings fought among themselves for power. So, and the British and the East India Company took advantage of this chaotic situation and established themselves as the rulers of the Indian subcontinent. So, with the disintegration of the Mughal Empire, the British came to power. The victory of the company in the Battle of Plassey in 1757, they defeated the Nawab of Bengal, Sirajuddaula, and laid the foundation of the British Empire in India. Again, in 1765, the ruler Shah Alam II granted the East India Company the Diwani rights. What the Diwani rights are? The rights to collect revenue or taxes. So with the Diwani rights, the British became powerful and they succeeded in establishing themselves as rulers in India. With this, I conclude this first episode of the Constitution and Constitutional Law. In the next episode, we will learn about the second period, that is the British rule, the starting of the British rule in India. So, thank you and please like, share, and subscribe my new YouTube channel so that I could make more videos for you. Thank you.